All right, this is an intro video, an introduction video for tract 49 at Timber Shoals Ranch. This is a 3-acre tract, one of the nice tracts with direct frontage on the take line at Bull Shoals Lake. Um, Here we've got the property outlined in red. The shaded area is the Corps of Engineer line at Bull Shoals Lake, and this is actually Bull Shoals Lake itself. So since Bull Shoals Lake is a Corps of Engineer lake, um, the water frontage and a buffer zone going back from the water is owned and controlled by the Army Corps of Engineers so that they can raise and lower the level at the dam and it won't affect private landowners. Um, so since private citizens like you and I can't own the actual water frontage, what you can get is you can potentially get a property with direct frontage on the take line, and then that's public land that you can cross directly over to use the lake to go fishing. Also, it's open for hunting as well, and some people don't know that, but yeah, you can actually hunt in that Corps of Engineer land, similar to National Forest or conservation land. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, the property is outlined in red. You can see along the west side and actually the south side, it borders the Corps of Engineer line. Let's start by zooming in a little bit, or a lot bit. There we go. Okay, the base map changed a little on us. Now we're looking at a springtime view. So I'm using the MapRight. Whoa, come back here. I'm using the MapRight program, and it pulls together different base maps from different sources. And we have on the base map that shows the Corps of Engineer land. It's just a hair off the base map for that is. So you can see it shows the Corps of Engineer land kind of protruding onto the property. It doesn't. It directly borders the west side here and the south side as well. So the property is more or less completely wooded. This is the easement road up here. As far as dimensions, it's about 190 feet of frontage on the easement road. Goes down to the southwest for about 500 or 600 feet. And then this west side is 180 feet. South side is about 95 feet. So that's what gives you the 275 feet of take line frontage. So you can literally walk from the property right to the water. I mean, it's a very short distance. Let's go over to Topo Map. Situated really, really nicely. It's basically level up here by the road. On Topo Maps, each line indicates an elevation change. On this map, on most base maps, Topo Maps, it's an elevation change of 20 feet per line. So the closer the lines are, the steeper a property is, and the further apart they are, the more level it is. So here on the northeast side, up by the road, it's basically completely level. I would say it does have a gentle slope down. And then as you move to the southwest, you get to about the middle of the property, it starts getting maybe a little steeper. And then as you get to about the west 1/5 of the property, now it's getting fairly steep. But, I mean, that's what gives you the view. So if we go back to Google Map, okay. Google Maps are interesting because sometimes they splice them together from different base maps. So this portion is a winter photo, and this portion is a summer photo. So that's why this is brown and this is green. Let's just do a normal satellite map. So this is what I would classify as a premium view type property. If you look up toward the middle of the screen, you'll see a house right here. That's a neighbor who's about a quarter mile away. And he's got the same situation, the same topography. If you look at that, he's got a level area by the road, and then it slopes down. And what he's done is what most people do at the lake is they've built their home, and then they've cleared a certain amount of trees behind the home. And he has got just a breathtaking lake view. I mean, you can see it when you drive by on the easement road because he's cleared the larger timber from his yard, and then he's built basically a 2-story house. So he's just got a sweeping lake view. Judging by the topography, you could do the same thing on this property. Actually, probably have the same, if not a greater view, because he just owns a few hundred feet going back from the road, where you actually have 500 or 600 feet. So if you were to build up here, say 100 feet off the road, you have several hundred feet worth of trees that you would have the option of thinning out in order to maximize that view, because you can kind of see the lake now, but it's never been cleared for view. So that's what it needs if you want to take advantage of that view. One of the property covenants is you cannot cut the trees with the stump diameter of greater than 8 inches until the property's been paid for in full. So you've got two options. You can wait until you've paid for the property, and then you're free to remove the timber as you would like. Or we do grant written exceptions for cutting that timber in the case of driveways, building sites, and potentially views. So what you would need to do is pick out the trees you want to remove for your view, for your building site, or for your driveway. Mark them with orange marking ribbon, like from the hunting section at Walmart, and then get a hold of us. And when one of our guys are in the area, they'll swing out there, they'll take a look, um, and we generally have no problem granting permission. The few times when we've asked people to make modifications are if they've just bought the property, just done the bare minimum down payment, and they want to quickly remove thousands of dollars worth of timber. That's probably not something we'd be excited about, but in most cases, we are happy to work with people to get you what you need as far as that goes. So zooming out a little more here. So Timber Shoals Ranch is basically a private peninsula on Bull Shoals Lake. It's completely surrounded by the lake and the Corps of Engineer line. This property is on the northern part of the peninsula. If you look up here toward the top, that's Mo Ark Road. That's a paved road. Comes down here right to the state line, and that's the line between Missouri and Arkansas. It takes a little jog to the left and becomes that gravel easement road that you take down to the property, roughly a quarter mile. You've got several access points to the water. These yellow lines that you see here are the private easement roads at Timber Shoals Ranch. Obviously, as soon as they cross over onto the Corps of Engineer land, they're no longer private roads. But even though they would be public, the only way to get to them is over the private roads at Timber Shoals. So that makes it extremely private. This whole peninsula is extremely private because there are no public roads. So as far as all these different little trails to access the lake, only the property owners here at Timber Shoals can get there by vehicle. So that's pretty cool. You'll see in the listing an area that we call the Sandy Beach area. That's down here at the south side of the peninsula. That is just gorgeous. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of feet of just pure, beautiful sand, gently sloping right into the water. There's a place with more gravel right here where we've launched boats and jet skis. Another good place that we've launched jet skis and a pontoon boat is when you get to the end of Mo Ark Road. If you go straight east across this field, and you'll get to the Corps of Engineer land, and there's a little trail that goes right down to, this is called State Line Cove, and there's a large open area here, very gradual into the water. It's, I guess you'd call it a primitive launch because you're just backing your boat into the water, but it's hard packed gravel. We've launched a pontoon and jet skis right there. And then there's a large place here where you can pull your boat up and leave it and just go goof off on the lake all day. So again, that's a super private area because even though it is open to the public, the only way to get there by road is to go over this private land that we own, and we give permission to property owners, and that's about it. So pretty good situation. I imagine there's some trails through the core ground where these guys up here in the houses could probably get to State Line Cove as well, but generally it's just going to be people that are allowed to cross this meadow. So pretty cool situation. We'll do a street map and we'll quickly show you right where we're located here in the Ozarks. Maybe zoomed out a little too far. Okay, so here's the property, kind of toward the middle of the video, just barely on the northern side of Arkansas. This is Branson, Missouri, which is about 15-20 miles northwest of the property, although it takes about 45 minutes by car because you've got to go kind of up and around. North of that is Springfield. So our office is in Springfield. It takes us roughly an hour and a half to get to the property, maybe a little over depending on which way we go. But great centralized location. I mean, the Ozarks are known for being centrally located. You're within a half a day's, whoa, where am I going? I'm up in Ohio. We're within about a half a day's drive of numerous major cities. It's just almost strange how many large cities you can get to in 4 or 5 hours from the Ozarks. Here we are in the middle. Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, St. Louis, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Tulsa. I mean, these are all half a day's drive. So pretty cool place to have a vacation home or a retirement home. Super interesting property. It's very, very hard to find decent properties with frontage on the take line. It's just, I mean, we're looking all the time. This project is the first one we've had in 15 years. So that's kind of how rare these are. We feel it's a great investment. This stuff on the water in every other state has already skyrocketed. In Missouri, we're still kind of, people haven't really figured out what a good deal this stuff is yet. So it's a good time to get a hold of a property with core frontage. So if you want to see if the property is still available, you need to go to InstantAcres.com. That's where we keep all the active available properties. We store the videos on YouTube. So unfortunately, just because the video's on YouTube does not mean it's available. We leave them on there so that the buyers can continue to view them. But all you have to do is go to InstantAcres.com. That's updated by the minute. If this property is not available, then hopefully we'll have something else that will work for you. But feel free to give us a call or email us at sales@instantacres.com. We would love to talk to you.